Good afternoon, YouTube. It's CM Maritime History here, back again with another video this morning. And this morning, also before I want to get started, because this just might be my last video before Christmas, I'm not sure yet, I just want to say Merry Christmas to all my subscribers and anyone who watches my videos. So, let's begin. So, most people nowadays, if not everyone, that follows any maritime channels on YouTube, and as of this including mine, has watched something about the Costa Concordia. It's quite famous. Sank 10 years ago now. And, like the subtitle says down here, is probably the largest cruise ship sinking in modern history. So, let's begin. Costa Concordia was ordered in 2004 by Carnival Corporation from Fincantieri and built in the Sestri Ponente yard in Genoa. By the way, I do not pronounce Italian that well, so if I butcher Italian things, just let me know in the comments below. I'm sorry if you heard that, that was a notification on my phone going off. As yard number 6122, at the vessel's launch at Sestri Ponente on September 2nd, 2005, the champagne bottle, which was released by a model Eva Herzegova, failed to break when swung against the hull the first time. This type of occurrence is considered a bad omen among seafarers, and this incident has been partially blamed for the ship's 2008 accident and 2012 sinking. If you do not know, that happening is... Sailors are very, very superstitious in traditions. The ship was delivered to Costa Cruises on June 30th, 2006. By the way, Costa also owns the Carnival line. It costs $450 million or I don't know what the Italian currency is. US $570 million to build. The name Concordia was intended to express the wish for continued harmony, unity, and peace between European nations. Costa Concordia was 952 feet 1 inch long, had a beam of 116 feet 6 inches, and drew 26 feet 11 inches of water. She had a diesel-electric power plant consisting of 6 12-cylinder Wärtsilä 12-volt 46 C4 stroke medium-speed diesel generating sets with a combined output of 76.6 megawatts, or 102,780 horsepower. These main generators provide power for all shipboard consumers, propulsion motors to hotel functions such as lighting and air conditioning. The ship was propelled by two 21-megawatt electric motors coupled to fixed-pitch propellers. Her design speed was 19.6 knots, but during sea trials she achieved a speed of 23 knots. Costa Concordia had 13 public decks, each named after a European state. Deck 1 was the lowest. I'm going to use the English names, not the Italian names. Deck 1 was Holland, Deck 2 was Sweden, Deck 3 was Belgium, Deck 4 was Greece, Deck 5 was Italy, Deck 6 was Great Britain, Deck 7 was Ireland, Deck 8 was Portugal, Deck 9 was France, Deck 10 was Germany, Deck 11 was Spain, Deck 12 was Austria, and the highest public deck, Deck 13, was Poland. Costa Concordia was outfitted with approximately 1,500 cabins, 505 with private balconies, which you can see up here, and 55 with direct access to the Samsara Spa, which were considered spa staterooms. 58 suites had private balconies, and 12 had direct access to the spa. Costa Concordia had one of the world's largest exercise facility areas at sea, the Samsara Spa, which is a two-level 64,600 square foot fitness center with gym, a thalassotherapy pool, which is when they use seawater as a form of therapy, a sauna, a Turkish bath, and a solarium. The ship had 4 swimming pools, 2 retractable roofs, 5 jacuzzis, 5 spas, and a poolside movie theater in the main pool deck, which would have actually been right up here. There were also 5 onboard restaurants, with Club Concordia and Samsara taking reservations only dining. There were 13 bars, including a cigar and cognate bar, and a coffee and chocolate bar. Entertainment options included a 3-level theater, casino, a futuristic disco, a children's area equipped with video games and a basketball court, and she also had aboard a Grand Prix motor racing simulator and internet cafe. Interesting. Now, in 2008, she received some bow damage. On November 22nd, 2008, Costa Concordia suffered damage to her bow, and high winds over the Sicilian city of Palermo pushed the ship against its dock. There were no injuries, and repairs started soon after. So that was down here towards the bulbous bow, which you can actually see poking out of the water a little bit. Initial repairs were completed by the December following the incident, but then were still visible. The area was later fully repaired in 2011 during the ship's refurbishment 3 years later. Now we get to the famous part, when she partially sank. On January 13th, 2012, under the command of Captain Francisco Scatino, who I consider you one of the most... Well, how do I put this in a nice manner? I don't think there is any way to put this in a nice manner. One of the most corrupt and a person who never should have had the authority to be on a bridge. He's also a coward. First of all, who literally, according to his own words, falls into a lifeboat when his own ship is sinking. That's a question I would like to ask him. And if any of you would like to have a ranting session about Captain Scatino, just put it in the comments below. Costa Concordia departed, but let's just get back into the video before I, rage about Captain Scatino here. Costa Concordia departed Civitavecchia, the port that serves Rome, Italy, for a 7-night cruise. At 21:45 local time, in calm seas and overcast weather, she collided with a rock off Isola del Giglio. Giglio? I forget. I don't know how you actually pronounce that. On the western coast of Italy, which is approximately 62 miles northwest of Rome. A 53-meter or 174-foot long gash is made in the port side of her hull, which makes you wonder if that doesn't really seem right, because port is over here. Some must be wrong with my source here. Maybe I'm... Yeah... Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot about this one part. So, the gaff was made on this side of the hull, the port side over here, along 3 compartments in the engine room on deck 0, resulting in power losses and a full electrical blackout, which led a loss of propulsion and loss of electrical systems, which crippled the ship. She took on water, and the vessel started listing to the port side. 24 minutes later, very strong winds pushed the vessel back to Giglio Island, where she grounded 550 yards north of the village of Giglio Porto, resting on her starboard side in shallow waters, with most of her starboard side underwater in the position you can see here. Almost half of the ship remained above water, but it was in danger of sinking completely into a trough 70 meters or 230 feet deep, just over here on the side. Despite the gradual sinking of the ship, its complete loss of power, and its proximity to shore in calm seas, an order to abandon ship was not issued until over an hour after the initial impact. Although international maritime law requires all passengers to be evacuated within 30 minutes of an order to abandon ship, the evacuation of Costa Concordia took over 6 hours. At the time, she was carrying 300,206 passengers and 1,023 crew members. The accident resulted in 32 fatalities. I just want to say one thing. When the incident happened, when passengers were told to go to their muster stations, beforehand, they were told, when they went up to see what was happening, they told just go back down to the cabins. When the crew knew full well, not the whole crew, but the bridge crew, at the very least, so the bridge crew up here, knew full well that the ship was flooding. Yet they sent passengers back down to the decks below when they were close to the flooding. I don't know about you guys, but Captain Scatino, just why? Just why? I don't even understand why they put him in command of the ship. Okay, so the body of the last missing person, Indian crew member Russell Rebello was recovered on November the 3rd of 2014. It appears that Rebello died while trying to save other passengers. An initial assessment by salvage expert company Smith International estimated the removal of Costa Concordia and her 2,380 tons of fuel could take up to 10 months. Smith advised that the ship had been damaged beyond the hope of economical repair and recommended it be written off as a constructive total loss. Smith was soon contracted to initially remove only Concordia's fuel. During the fuel removal operation, Smith reported the ship had shifted 24 inches in the 3 weeks since her grounding, but there was no immediate prospect of it breaking up or sinking deeper. Removal of the fuel from the various fuel tanks distributed throughout the ship was completed in March 2012, later than Smith's initial estimates. This cleared the way to arrange for the ultimate salvaging and scrapping of the ship. Cannot speak this morning. On September 17, 2013, Costa Concordia was brought to a vertical position through a par buckling procedure, which is when they put structures on either side of her, and then I do believe I forget exactly what they used, but they were air that was pumped in the side of the ship weighed down on one side, which pulled the waterlogged starboard side up and out of the water and put it level. The cost for salvaging the ship increased to $799 million. In addition, the ship had suffered severe hull damages in 2 places. Titan Salvage, the company directing the salvage operations, estimated the next phase of the salvage operation would be completed by early to mid-2014. After this floating operation, the ship would be towed to a salvage yard on the Italian mainland for scrapping, also known as breaking. On July 14, 2014, work commenced to refloat Costa Concordia in preparation for towing. At this point, the costs have risen to £1 billion that appears to look like, including tow costs, £100 million for the ship to be broken up for scrap and the cost of repairing damage to Giglio Island. The estimated final cost was expected to be $2 billion. On July 23rd, having been refloated, the ship commenced its final journey under tow at a speed of 2 miles per hour, or 2 knots, with a 14-ship escort to be scrapped in Genoa. It arrived at port on July 27th after a 4-day journey. It was moored to a seawall at the port, awaiting dismantling processes. On May 11, 2015, following initial dismantling, it was still kept afloat by the salvage pontoons. The hull of the ship was towed 10 miles to the Super Bacino dock in Genoa for removal of the upper decks. The last of the pontoons was removed in August 2016, and the hull was taken into a dry dock on September 1st for final dismantling. Scrapping of the ship was completed on July 7th, 2017. Ah, sorry. Reveal my next video there. But anyway, these are actually the lifeboats that Scatino actually said he quote-unquote fell into. And then the Concordia is in the background here. Now, I don't know what my next video will be. Hopefully it'll be soon. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and Merry Christmas, like I said earlier. And my next video will be on the St. Philibert cruise ship, which is relatively unknown, but I actually only recently heard about it not too long ago, about a month back. You can see it's kind of shredded, but that'll be the next video, and then after that, the Mont Blanc, and after that, a video on 1899, that brand new TV show that came out a few months back. I have watched it when I planned the video idea for it. I had not watched it, so there will be some spoilers for it. It'll be a relatively short video, the 1899 one. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye.